You guys, we're back with another video. We're in the same outfit. I recorded probably like 3 videos in one day, but it's from FVCKDH called When Looks Maxing Generally Makes You Uglier. But let's just get straight into it.
Alright, twins, so we're going to be talking about APAC's first streamer again
because that man, he got so much surgery, he be looking different.
Because recently he got facial reconstruction surgery, or like some.
I saw this picture and I was like, that does not look like clavicular. Is this AI? I don't think it's AI, but I was like, dang, he looks different. He kind of looked better before, I'm not gonna lie.
Type of facial surgery, because y'all know he is the king of looks maxing. And ever since he got this facial surgery or whatever, I'm not gonna lie, Clavicular is looking incredibly uncanny. He's looking so uncanny.
It's like he looks like himself, but not. And that's sad. Like, it's sad overall, what he's been doing to his body in general.
That I knew I had to make another video about him because I haven't spoken about Clavicular in quite some time. So today, twin, I just want to do kind of an update, you know, checking on Clavicular, seeing what he's doing. And I want to talk about some of the things that I missed when I wasn't speaking about him. Namely, the time that he got maxed by a grown-ass man.
Yo, citizen's arrest went wild.
Clavicular literally got beat up by an uncle despite the fact that he's doing a bunch of experimental drugs and he's looks maxing and he's muscle maxing. He still got his ass beat. So if any of this tea interests you, twin, you already know you should come and tap in.
Twin, I'm ready. Don't forget to like the original video and subscribe to both channels, mine and the original creators. Okay, thank you.
For the algorithm. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to Clavicular.
Yo, this is literally the tweet I saw. Oh my god. Very similar. For You pages, obviously on X, Twitter. We're calling it Twitter, but this is the tweet. And I was waiting for someone to post a video for me to react, and good to see. My brain is out there on the internet. Is
that he got his face reconstructed, or he got a bunch of face surgeries. And as you can see, I have this tweet on screen talking about how Clavicular is the world's first male-to-male transsexual. And I already made a video on this topic. Clavicular is definitely the world's first male-to-male transgender. But for any of you who haven't seen this video, I'll quickly summarize my points. Looks maxing in and of itself is essentially just gender-affirming care.
There's so much things that could fall under that, honestly. So many different procedures. For women and for men.
For white supremacists. And I say white supremacists because the whole looks maxing community is pretty white supremacist adjacent. When you're getting surgeries and procedures and doing body modifications to achieve the Chad look, all you're doing is you're trying to affirm your gender. You're trying to affirm yourself as the most Chad looking male, which means that you are a male to male transgender. And funny enough, there's this old clip of Clavicular at this restaurant and a trans shorty pushes up on him and she's like, you know, trans women are the OG looks maxers, right? We do all the peptides and the.
Oh my god, I remember watching this clip on Twitter. You guys, I'm too chronically online for this.
Retta and all that type of shit.
Yeah, but you know that trans women are like the OG looks maxers.
Did she lie though? I don't think she did.
Right? We are mentioning it in the program. Like, I do the peptides. I'm on Retta.
That is funny because you guys were using a lot of the words in like the trans subreddits.
Okay, he sounds very out of it in this clip.
Like 2022.
Guys, we're like the OG.
I saw a couple posts about that.
You're like copying us. No shade.
No.
No shade.
And shout out to the trans community. I'm an ally. You know, I fuck with my trans women, my trans men, especially my black trans women and men. You know, we pro-black around here. But I bring this up to say these looks maxers are merely same-sex transgenders. Now back to the photo in question. I was actually kind of like fighting with myself to figure out who exactly Clavicular looked like because he just looks so uncanny. At first I was thinking maybe he kind of looks like a siren from Wizard 101, and then I was like, no, that's not it. Then I thought maybe he looks like a chat GPT prompt, and that was
yes, it looks like AI. That's what I was thinking.
A little closer. And then I thought maybe he's just triggering my uncanny valley. He looks like some type of ancient super predator from the past, like some sort of mimic, if you will. But what I truly think Clavicular resembles is that I think he resembles a Backrooms variant of Edward from Twilight. If y'all have seen
Edward? I have to keep going.
Backrooms, you would know that in the universe, or at least the movie universe of Backrooms, the Backrooms remembers things, but not perfectly. For example, if your room was teleported to the Backrooms, it would look like your room, but not really. And what Clavicular looks like is Robert Pattinson from Twilight, but not really. If I'm tripping, let me know. You so fried. Look, bro,
I'm gonna need a side by side, but I don't think he really looks like Rob. I don't think so. I don't think he looks like Rob.
trying to say is that this facial surgery makes him look extremely uncanny. And YouTube, I'm not trying to bully Clavicular, because here's the thing. The photo on the left, he actually looks pretty attractive, all things considered.
I mean, I would not disagree. He looks like a normal human boy. But on the right, he looks like AI.
I'm not above saying a man looks good. Prior to all these facial reconstruction surgeries and all these experimental drugs, Clavicular looked normal. Now he just looks like the idea of a man instead of a man, if that makes sense. Now look at this video I have on screen.
Yo. What, in the hair gel? I don't know if it's the hair gel in the hair and then maybe something on the eyebrows. And does he have a filter doing his lashes long, or his lashes that long?
Right now, you're telling me it doesn't look like he wants to siphon your soul with his eyes? Did he talk about something else? Okay, so Clavicular was talking about being like a gym cell or whatever, and I seen him post this on Twitter. And when I seen this, I just couldn't help but think, this looks kind of crazy.
Like, is that AI? Because his body doesn't look like... His proportions are so weird. Like, his shoulders are super broad, his chest looks super broad, and then his waist is, like, tiny. I don't know.
Me personally, my preferred method of working out is calisthenics. I'm a huge fan of calisthenics. I don't really believe in the gym. I'm on my spiritual nigga, get all your gains in the comfort of your own energy type of thing. And low-key, I just think gym culture is kind of performative. Whenever someone goes to the gym, they gotta record and stuff. But that's just my opinion. But like I said, I think this is kind of crazy because I just couldn't help but think Clavicular kind of looks like this One Piece character named Jesus Burgess. And the reason I think that is because there's no symmetry between his upper body and lower body.
Okay, so my mind wasn't playing a trick on me. Because, like, if something doesn't look right to me, I'm like, it's AI. It's either AI or something's not computing.
It's like he's spamming the upper body but not doing any legs. I know some niggas be kind of like iffy about doing legs because they don't want to get thick, but bro, just hit your squat so you don't end up looking like a One Piece character. You don't want the One Piece build. And low-key, bro, in these photos, he just looks so uncanny. They really botched him in that surgery room. He really looks like a Backrooms human. But I think the one good caveat is that he's trying to get off of all these drugs and all these peptides and such. And even in his gym journey, he's trying to be more natural. Or
I mean, good for him. Because you don't know what you're putting in your body at this point with those peptides that come from mostly China, right?
at least that's what I'm assuming. Don't fact check me at all. But I'm assuming this because there's a clip of him talking about how the peptides were making him depressed and apathetic. And that's really why I'm so against some of these experimental drugs and these peptides, because we really don't know how they affect the human body. You got influencers like Clavicular pushing this stuff out to people and making it seem like it's positive and romanticizing it, all under the guise of looks maxing and affirming their gender. Whole time, a year later, now he's talking about how it's fucking him up and making him more depressed and apathetic.
The MSAM's definitely kind of changed my personality type a lot. It's weird. And I think the Retatrutide too. Once I started taking 10 mg Reta, it also made me a lot more apathetic. So you combine those two things and it just like rapes you. It literally just rapes you. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but it really can fuck you up.
Yeah, you're putting experimental drugs in your body that have not been tested for humans, I'm pretty sure. This is what happens when you put something that's not, say, FDA approved in, and you don't know the side effects.
Really can fuck you up. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I'm glad he's sharing this with his audience so they can know the dangers of doing this type of stuff to yourself, but people are still gonna do it. There's so many people that do it on TikTok, it's wild.
So let's go. Let me pull up some anecdotes on Retatrutide. Retatrutide.
And mind you, bro, this dude Clavicular was pro peptides for a very long time, and now he's talking about how it's helping him. Those are his words. And dude, that's a strong ass word to describe something that's happening to you. If you can liken the usage of peptides to you, clearly there's something going on. And I just want to say, I had a sponsor hit me up trying to get me to promote some supplements, and when I checked out
Yo, supplements are so tricky to find ones that are good, that work well, and that aren't like BS.
Their site to do some more research, I seen that these guys had peptides that they were advertising to be
Yeah. I don't know about that.
buy. And I'm not necessarily against supplements. Not all supplements are bad, not all supplements are just experimental drugs. But when you're selling peptides, something that's very new and doesn't have a lot of testing, that's a little suspicious to me. And now we got King Peptide, King Looksmaxer telling us that these peptides are so crazy that it's being him. But on a lighter note, here's Clavicular scaring the hoes.
Oh my god, I saw this clip too, you guys. I am so online. It is ridiculous. If you've made it this far, let's put an emoji in the chat. Let's put a camera because I'm way too online. They're like, what are we supposed to do with this information, my guy?
Clavicular truly is the best example of money and power really does not make you a cooler person. Just because you got bread doesn't mean that you can get some shorties. And this guy's idea of impressing the hoes was jumping up and touching the ceiling. Now don't
Like, I'm embarrassed for him, but look at... She's like, yay, good job. You touched the ceiling.
get me wrong, whenever I'm out and I see like a cool little thing above me, I do like to jump up and touch it. But you gotta know your audience, and the way he did it, especially with it being in like a club or whatever, it was giving kind of cornball. And he responds to this on Twitter by saying,
one of the reasons that the NFL uses the vertical jump is because it's the least fakeable athletic marker there is.
and I'm just gonna stop reading it right here because he's talking about the NFL like he's not some type of drugged out looksmaxer. He's just
Buddy, do not compare yourself to the NFL players.
super awkward. I don't even know why he talked about the NFL, especially because he's not in the NFL, and no amount of money he has will make him less awkward. But I'm not gonna ramble too long about how Clavicular gave two white hoes the ick, because what I really want to talk about is how Clavicular got manhandled by an older gentleman. And just for the record, YouTube, I just want to say nobody.
It's kind of crazy to think how many things go on with this man on a daily basis. Like, I genuine, you guys, genuine, let's get it together. Genuinely, I can't say it. You guys, oh my god. We're not gonna try it. We're just gonna continue with the video. I don't even know what I was trying to say.
Actually got hurt, but this situation is an excellent example of just how synthetic the entire concept of Clavicular truly is, because all that ascending and all that looksmaxing and all that drug usage to get the biggest possible synthetic muscles ever, all of that paled in comparison to an older gentleman who probably grew up eating rice and beans.
You're under citizen arrest. You're under citizen arrest. You're under citizen arrest.
Yo, he got him in a headlock. Look at him. Just in his jeans on the ground.
Yo, you good?
You can't just citizen. Tú no puedes hacer un citizen de esa manera. Hermano,
Hey, give me the officer.
They're both
I'm not gonna lie,
getting
both these
manhandled.
niggas pussy. Both of these looksmaxing dweebs got these big ass muscles, and yet they're both getting manhandled by two gentlemen who are just smaller than them. Clavicular is getting pinned down to the ground by a grown ass, old ass man, and his friend can't even save him because a dude who is, once again, smaller than him keeps pushing him away. I can't believe that some of the youth truly looks up to Clavicular.
That is a sad state of affairs.
I can't believe that the youth wants fake muscles that they can't even realistically use in a situation where they should be using them. This guy is pinned down shirtless on the concrete by an old man. That's grown man strength, bruh, and he didn't get it or develop it by taking peptides and Retta. He got it by putting in that work. And what Clavicular isn't doing is putting in that work. But you know what he is doing? He's promoting drug usage to his young audience and telling them that if they take these peptides, they're gonna ascend. That's why I just do calisthenics and fast. And honestly, bro, watching this clip over again, there isn't really much to commentate on because throughout the clip, it's just Clavicular getting restrained by this grown man while his friend can do nothing. Like literally nothing.
He's literally being like dragged across the ground. Like, are you not embarrassed?
nothing. A grown man is putting his whole body weight on Clavicular, laying down on top of him while he's shirtless on this concrete and just restraining him. It's not even a fight. It's just one man, the King Looksmax, are getting put in a submissive position by an older gentleman. Now, truthfully, I don't remember the context for why this was even happening, but what I do know is that these older gentlemen were restraining Clavicular up until the cops arrived. It was a citizen's arrest. And I also want to say, once again for YouTube, once these cops arrive, they don't arrest the people that are restraining Clavicular and his friend. The cops worked with them, so it's not just them getting beat up, all right? So please don't demonetize my video. And it's funny because the one who ended up in a cop car was Clavicular himself.
Of course.
So with that being said, what have we learned about King Looksmaxer, aka Clavicular? What I think we learned is that this dude has an obsession with modifying himself. He probably has low self-esteem, and he is genuinely the epitome of the blind leading the blind, because even though he's doing all this experimental drug, Looksmaxing type of behavior, he still can't wrestle with a grown man. And somehow, some way, he has labeled this ascending. This is the...
He's ascending in his brain. I don't know what he thinks is going on up there, but the views are telling him something.
Epitome of ascending for these Looksmaxers, for these male-to-male transgenders. And if I had to give y'all just a little bit of advice on how to actually ascend, here's what you need to do. Do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 pull-ups every day, along with some squats, and I promise you, you will get the physique that you want. And if...
Why does this sound like the workout Tom Holland said he was doing? He was doing like circuits of push-ups, sit-ups, and then it was pull-ups, I think. Or was it it was burpees, and it was definitely pull-ups.
If you're a fat bastard, you need to take a week fast while working out the entire time. That is literally the exact regimen I did, and I went from being a chud with no definition on my body to having abs. But you don't gotta take my word for it, you can find out for yourself. And that's really all I had to say though, so subscribe for more.
Alright, you guys. Clavicular. Buddy, what's going on? Like, some of the stuff I've seen, but the stuff about him and his side effect from the peptides, honestly sad, but you're putting something in your body that's not really tested on humans, so how are you gonna know the side effects? But at least he's stopping, he's sharing that you probably shouldn't be doing them, which people could have told you that a year ago, but thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.